The marvelous richness of human experience would lose something of rewarding joy if there were no limitations to overcome. Helen Keller. The smallest voices and actions of children and young people often deliver the strongest impact on social structure. Helen Keller's personal narrative depicts the power of fortitude and strategic communication during a crisis event. Keller and her teacher, Anne Sullivan, forever changed the deaf and blind community, the hearing and seeing community, and the world at large. Born a hearing and seeing child, Keller lost the ability to see, hear, and talk due to illness as a toddler, leading to a full-blown communication collapse. Doted on by her parents, who most certainly experienced fear and confusion for Helen and themselves, Helen developed detrimental behaviors. Helen, finding herself plunged into literal darkness, most certainly experienced terror and confusion. Her uh-oh moment derived from the external source of environmental illness. Her negative behaviors catalyzed tremendous personal and public shift. 5 years of communication crisis with Helen forced the Kellers to capitulate. They required professional assistance. The Kellers realized that strategic communication skills were essential to refocus the breakdown in the family unit's private structure. 20-year-old Anne Sullivan arrived on the scene. The Kellers' decision not only strengthened communication in their private sphere, but also strengthened and learning skills in the public sphere of society. Sullivan implemented multiple tactile techniques of communication to empower Helen and her family. Helen's increased attainment of knowledge and learning skills bolstered her communication skills and altered her methods of sense-making regarding her environment. Her fear lessened and her courage increased. Berger posited the relativization motif promoted an appreciation of the ways in which different meaning systems can provide a more total interpretation and understanding of reality. The relativization motif is Berger's third theme regarding social construction, and it stresses the importance of seeing the value of the varied ways of understanding the world. Sullivan taught Keller appropriate communicative, interpretive, and behavioral skills to enable a sense of belonging and an accepted social practice of communication. According to Berger, institutions make people think and behave in certain ways that society finds desirable. There is a control aspect to all institutions, which control human behavior by predefining patterns of behavior. Environmental and personal issues within an individual's social construct require the application of strategic communication planning to reframe a situation. According to Berger, when people interact, a social structure will evolve that establishes order and stability. Accordingly, a social order is not provided by nature or copied from any biological data, but develops through human activity and interaction. Applying Berger's concept of habitualization, Keller learned an acceptable communication skills via routine and practice. Berger outlined a framework and definition. When people repeatedly and frequently engage in an activity, a pattern eventually develops. In Keller's case, she pushed herself to master multiple tasks. After learning to communicate via touch, taste, and smell, she felt compelled to learn additional challenging tasks. After accomplishing communicative tasks, she shared her knowledge with people in various communities. Berger would posit that Keller's educational learning allowed her to further her knowledge by teaching people who shared her challenges. After a while, the habits are externalized, and they spread through language and discourse to other people who were involved in the original habit, i.e., people who suffer from the inability to hear, speak, or talk. From a psychological point of view, habits make it easier for humans to manage the uncertainty they experience in their lives. Cognitive dissonance, the uncertainty that people encounter in new situations, is reduced when people rely on habits or externalized knowledge. Keller experienced cognitive dissonance for her sensory challenges. So after 5 years of disjointed communication, she learned to internalize novel methods of adapting to her environment. According to Eilen et al., From a Bulgarian perspective, a crisis does not just hit an organization like a thunderbolt from out of a blue sky, and an organization does not react and respond automatically to a crisis as an objective phenomenon. However, I would state that the situation that affected the Kellers did hit their lives like a thunderbolt from the sky. The implications and learning strategies regarding Keller's personal narrative of overcoming adversity remind us that knowledge and power remain vitally important to assimilation to new environments and social structures. However, the possibility to intertwine environmental pressures with incorporated strategic communication devices allows people to withstand hardship and to cultivate innovation. Keller's determination in the face of adversity remains a powerful legacy in the 21st century. Deaf and blind people continue to embrace and to invigorate Keller's inspirational drive. Keller chose to embrace difficulties head-on by striving to learn. The more Helen learned, the more determined she became to learn more about everything she could. She attended the Horace Mann School for the Deaf. Her accomplishments, albeit personal physical challenges, allowed her to inspire multitudes of people, including American presidents and famed satirist Mark Twain. Twain, inspired by her courage and grit, funded her attending special schools, which enabled her mastering Braille. Keller graduated from Radcliffe College with honors. Keller's original full-blown communication disjoint continues to provide assistance and knowledge to people globally.